Welcome back to this week's episode of Embrace Your Uniqueness. And this week I wanted to go into a little bit of a quiz to see where you're at and if you're ready to quit social media. And of course, I'm standing with Ukraine. I'm sure many of you are. It's a tragedy what's going on. I did not want to make this a political video. I wanted to keep this the same line of talk that I usually do. Embracing your uniqueness, personal development, moving away from social media, and becoming the best version of yourself. We have to become brave enough to challenge ourselves. We have to become bold when sharing our special story. We all have something special inside. Are we willing and able to make the stand and say, yes, this is the life that's worth fighting for? And I'm so appreciative of you guys supporting this channel, and by liking and subscribing to this channel, you can stay updated to when I post my weekly videos. I do keep them all mostly on personal development topics. I have been going against the billionaires and social media because those companies, I feel like, prey on people and have turned profits over people, which is horrible, and it's actually hindering us from our personal development journeys. And I feel like a channel like this is a place where we can come together and we can decide what we want, and moving forward and creating a community that comes from a place of positive encouragement and just that whole belief that if you try and work and you stay disciplined and you're patient and persistent towards your goals, you can definitely make your big dreams come true. So I'm here to support you, and I don't want this channel to be just a platform where I speak what I think and I want you to listen. So that's why I thought about this week maybe having more of a quiz, and I want you to open up your comments and just feel your answer and just write it down, and don't overthink it and don't rewrite your answers. Just let it flow and allow your truth to come out. Let yourself be heard. If you would, open up your comments. I'm just going to ask some questions and just respond. And by responding, just by putting your response in the comments below, maybe you can start joining in this conversation, and then we can have a list of different personalities, different comments, and different reactions, and just build from it, and hopefully one day learn that maybe from all these disasters, we can learn that we need to start backing away from our need and our desire and our drive for social media as being this platform of misinformation. And it's not really a source of information in general. And if you are only finding your facts and your news and your up to now politics and all that from social media, you might want to reconsider where you're getting your information from, because you're better off not even paying attention at all than just having a bunch of nonsense garbled up in your mind, thrown out by a bunch of random people, shot out with just to grab attention. It's just totally nonsense. So here we go. My first question is, do we now think that social media is more geared to people wanting to become a celebrity and influential than actually connecting with people around the earth? Another question, more personal. Do you feel better or worse when you spend your day scrolling through social media and reading other people's posts? Would you be able to leave social media? What is the one thing you fear most if you just deleted all your social media apps tomorrow? Another direction I want to take it is just thinking this way. When I post a YouTube video, because it's going to reach various people, it actually has to go through processing and checks to make sure I'm not, violating copyrights or using different images I shouldn't be using, or different songs. So wouldn't it make sense that if you're, these highfalutin politicians and you're, leading the nation and you're trying to whip up a bunch of attention, wouldn't it make sense that instead of getting that instant gratification and throwing out various tweets and TikTok videos and being able to post instantly and get that instant reaction and just throw whatever you want out there because it just goes into the void and it doesn't really matter? What if you had to be evaluated before it got posted? Like there was a delay time where your post actually had some kind of review before it was sent. Not for everyone, not for the average person, not for, if you're going to post, originally social media was just here's my vacation and I hope to meet my friends from high school again, and all the quote unquote innocent things that they try to hide behind, or all the big, the big social media minds, they like to hide behind those the good old days back when social media was just for shits and giggles, but now it's not. So Do we need to find a balance? Do we need to find a way that there are better checks and balances? And if you want to just, say a bunch of nonsense and lie to people to whip up attention, that's fine. You can have your dumb podcast, you can have your dumb sites, you can have your dumb handles, and that's great, but you should be flagged, and it should just say, what I say is crap, but you can listen to it if you want. And that should be okay, because then if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. If it's not worth your time, then don't do it. Because obviously your whole attention would be to be a negative influence on other people, not because you want to be like the disruptor. Like, come on, that's like nonsense. Like, TikTok is meant for kids. Facebook is meant for kids. Social media in general is just meant for the immature mind. That's basically what it is. It's a bunch of people trying to achieve celebrity status. It's not an informational source. So, when we think about these questions, how long have you been on social media? And after writing that down, don't you think that maybe enough is enough? Or could you see yourself being on social media for the rest of your life? Are you concerned about the youth and the young children of the world having to live with more and more invasive social media, such as metaverse and whatever's going to come in that vein? I really appreciate it if you took some time to answer some of these questions that I've laid out there for you. If you have, that's amazing. I thank you so much. I am like biting my tongue not to make this a political video. It's so hard not to right now, not just use this time to just blast off and, pick fights and, but it's just not worth it, because we need to come together. Authoritarian dictatorships are not the way forward. It's going to take a democracy where there's truth and accountability and the realization that we are all equal on this earth, and we have to give it a shot, and we have to think about the climate, and we have to think about how we treat each other. We have to think about how we can sustain life here. This is our planet. We all have an opportunity to be the best version of ourselves, and we all are here to spread our talents and our goals. So we need to be able to open up, and we have to be able to be confident enough to say, hello, stranger, I may not know you, and you may not know me, and I know there's going to be a lot of misunderstandings, and a ton of preconceived notions, and a lot of years and years of mistakes and bad thoughts. But you know what? We can break through that, because we're able to connect, and we're able to come together, because we're all here trying to live the best version that we can and do the best that we can. And it's going to take a little less ego and a little less talking and a little less tweeting and texting and blasting and a little more listening and peace and understanding. You have to learn to shut up and allow someone else. This channel is a conversational place. I never wanted this channel to be my soapbox. I'm just trying to get people excited about personal development and embracing their uniqueness. I'm trying to get people excited about just the idea that we are here to help each other. And if the more you give of yourself, the best version of yourself, the more you give to your family and your friends and your neighborhood, you will impact the world, because it ripples out. The more you impact your community, your city, your state, the best you can do, the more you give to someone in need, the more you hold back your judgment and just allow someone to have a moment to explain where they're at and live their life and give them peace and pause. This can be a strong place, and it can start and ignite a peaceful hope and a happiness inside that I hope you carry with you throughout your day and throughout your week. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.